चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare। Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama।
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome all for the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we'll hear the nectar from Canto 6, Chapter 2, Text 16 and 17 from His Grace Smita Keshava Prabhu. Prabhuji, over to you. Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandat Pranam.
Dandat.
Hare Krishna, all devotees, Dandat Pranam. We'll start with prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. I'd like to welcome everyone for today's Srimad Bhagavatam session. I'll share my screen. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, chapter number 2, Ajamila delivered by the Vishnudutas, entitled. So we're reading the verses 6.2.16 and 17 today. So we'll recite 6.2.16. You're able to see my screen, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. So we'll recite this verse. Gurunam cha lagunam cha guruni cha laguni cha prayaschittani papanam ज्ञात्वोक्तानि महर्षिभिः गुरूणां च लघूनां च गुरूनि च लघूनि च प्रायश्चित्तानि पापानं ज्ञात्वोक्तानि महर्षिभिः गुरूणां च लघूनां च गुरूनि च लघूनि च प्रायश्चित्तानि पापानं ज्ञात्वोक्तानि महर्षिभिः. What word meaning? Gurunam heavy, cha and lagunam light, cha also, guruni heavy, cha and laguni light, cha also, prayaschittani the process of atonement, papanam of sinful activities, gnatva knowing perfectly well, uktani have been prescribed, maharshibhi by great sages. Translation and purport by Sri Venkatesa A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: authorities who are learned scholars and sages have carefully ascertained that one should atone for the heaviest sins by undergoing a heavy process of atonement, and one should atone for lighter sins by undergoing lighter atonement. Chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, however, vanquishes all the effects of sinful activities, regardless of whether heavy or light. Purport: in this regard, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes an incident that took place when Samba was rescued from the punishment of the Kauravas. Samba fell in love with the daughter of Duryodhana, and since according to the Kshatriya custom, one is not offered a Kshatriya's daughter unless it displays his chivalrous valor, Samba abducted her. Consequently, Samba was arrested by the Kauravas. Later, when Balram came to rescue him, there was an argument about Samba's release. Since the argument was not settled, Balram showed his power in such a way that all of Hastinapur trembled and would have been vanquished as if by a great earthquake. Then the matter was settled and Samba married Duryodhana's daughter. The purport is that one should take shelter of Krishna Balram, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose protective power is so great that it cannot be equaled in the material world. However powerful the reactions of one's sins, they will immediately be vanquished if one chants the name of Hari, Krishna, Balram or Narayana. We'll read the next verse also. Text 17, 6 to 17. Taistani agani puyante tapodana vartadibihi na dharmajam tad dhridayam tad apishangri sevayam. What word meaning? Thai by those, Tani all those, Agani sinful activities and their results, Puyante become vanquished, Tapaha austerity, Dana charity, Varata Adibihi by vows and other such activities, not, Adharmajam produced from irreligious actions, Tat of that, Hudayam the heart, Tat that, Api also, Isha angry of the lotus feet of the Lord, Sevaya by service. Translation purport by Sri Venkatesa A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: although one may neutralize the reactions of sinful life through austerity, charity, vows and other such methods, these pious activities cannot uproot the material desires in one's heart. However, if one serves the lotus feet of the personality of Godhead, he is immediately freed from all such contaminations. Purport: as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.42, Bhakti Pareshanabho Viraktir Anyatracha. Devotional service is so powerful that one who performs devotional service is immediately freed from all sinful desires. All desires within this material world are sinful because material desire means sense gratification, which always involves action that is more or less sinful. Pure bhakti, however, is anyabhilashita sunya. In other words, it is free from material desires, which result from karma and gnana. One who is situated in devotional service no longer has material desires, and therefore he is beyond sinful life. Material desires should be completely stopped. Otherwise, although one's austerities, penances and charity may free from sin for a time being, one's desire will reappear because his heart is impure. Thus he will act sinfully and suffer. We'll do the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सागना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमावं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामिने गौरत्विसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. I would like to welcome everyone again for today's Srimad Bhagavatam session. And first, we will take blessings from all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Please bless me so that I will to speak whatever I could hear and I could repeat in the inline and parampara. And I don't have any qualification to speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. So I'll just speak for my own purification and for the glorification of Supreme Lord. So today we're discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, that is 6th canto, deliverance of Ajamila by Vishnudutas, the second chapter, 16th and 17th verses. We just now read the verses, translation purport. Before just going, just want to just show few slides about the context here, what we are discussing, and then we'll directly go to the verses meaning, and then what are notes I prepared, we'll discuss about that. So the context is here. As we know, Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto mentions about 10 topics in Srimad Bhagavatam. That is in second canto, 10th chapter, first verse. Atra sargo visargascha sthanam poshanamutayah manvantarishanukata nirodho muktirashrayah. So these 10 topics are sarga, visarga, sthanam, poshanam, uti, manvantara, ishanukata, nirodha, mukti and ashraya. So in this, primarily the 6th canto, most of the things are like showing example of poshanam, the Lord's protection for the devotees. So we have discussed in the previous cantos, that is sarga and visarga, that is primary creation and secondary creation. So primary creation done by Lord, Supreme Lord, secondary creation done by the Lord Brahma, and then sthanam, the positioning of living entities in various planetary systems, we discussed in 5th canto. Now we are seeing poshanam, the Lord's protections for the devotees. We will see, there will be mixture also of this, but especially is emphasized about Lord's protection of the devotees. So then uti, inclination to act, manvantara, the reign of manus, ishanukata, the topic of Lord's various incarnations and his devotees, nirodho, annihilation, and mukti, liberation, ashra, finally the supreme shelter, Lord Krishna. And also, as we know, Bhagavatam is compared to Lord Krishna's body. So the verse explains padau yadiyo pradamadvitiyo tritiyaturyo katito yaduro नाभिस्तता पंचमयेव शस्तो भुजान्तरं दोर्युगलं ततन्यो कंठस्तुराजन्नवमं यदुय्यो मुखारविन्दं दशमप्रफुल्लम् एकादशो यस्य लालट्टपट्टं शिरोपितु द्वादश एव भाति. So here every limbs of Krishna is like compared to Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam first 2 cantos are compared to Lord's lotus feet, and 3 and 4 compared to Lord's thighs, 5th canto compared to Lord's navel, 6th canto we are reading now compared to Lord's chest, 7th and 8th are arms, 9th is throat, 10th is lotus face, and 11th is forehead, and 12th is the head. So Bhagavatam is non-different from Krishna. That's how Puranas explaining that Krishna and Bhagavatam are non-different. So in age of Kali, Krishna given us Srimad Bhagavatam, so as a light in the darkness. So and especially 6th canto talks about, mainly as I mentioned, it represents chest of Krishna. It talks about the protection of devotees. As we are seeing the pastime of Ajamila, how Lord Krishna protected Ajamila knowingly he chanted the name of Lord. So Lord protected him. So that's how we can see Lord will protect always the devotees. So that's the Poshanam. And then further after describing this, sixth canto also covers about, it resumes the topic of Visarga, that is secondary creation of Lord Brahma. How Prajapati Daksha, his daughter, he begot 60 daughters in the womb of Ashikni, and then further all the species will get reproduced from the wombs of them. And then the description of Rudrasura pastime, Chitraketu Maharaj pastime will come, and finally concludes with Diti and Indra, how they transformed by devotional service. So we had discussed like how in previous canto, Swayambhu Manu's dynasty, Devoti, Akuti, Prasuti, 3 daughters and 2 sons, Uttanapada and Priyavrat. So we discussed all the dynasties of Uttanapada and Priyavrat, and Priyavrat, 5th canto explained about Priyavrat, his son Agnidra, Nabi, Rishabhadev, Bharat Maharaj, and then all the 7 islands created by Priyat Maharaj. So Jambu Dvipa in detail, and then finally structure of the universe. In that finally concludes with Sukadeva Goswami concludes with the hellish planets. So there start this topic where the 6th canto starts. Parishit Maharaj asking about, as living entities suffering in the hellish planets. So as a devotee is very compassionate, so he asked Sukadeva Goswami, please explain me how these living entities can be saved from the hellish planets. So then Sukadeva Goswami describes about atonement. So whatever sins they do, they should atone for it. Then only they will be able to protect. But Parishit Maharaj rejects it. So he tells that they may do atonement, but it's like only superficial. Still after they do the atonement, again they'll start committing sins. It's like an elephant bath. So Kunjarasthana. So then Parishit Maharaj rejects it. Then Sukadeva Goswami again tests Parishit Maharaj, telling about Jnanakanda. Having knowledge is more important. So that will atone, because they have knowledge now. This is sinful, we should not do it. So but still Parishit Maharaj says that although they have knowledge, but still they will commit the sin. So smoking is injurious to health, written on the packet only, but still people smoke. Knowledge is there, but still they'll commit sin, because the desire is still there. So then Sukadeva Goswami reveals about pure devotional service and power of holy name. To describe the power of holy name, Lord's devotional service, pure devotional service, how chanting the names of Lord is so powerful. It is the pastime of Ajamila. Ajamila section we have discussed first chapter, how Ajamila full pastime we discussed about sinful life and time of death, and how at the time of death of Ajamila, Vishnudutas came when they were Yamadutas were taking away Ajamila's soul. So Vishnudutas came when he chanted the name Narayana, and they were discussing. Ajamila was just hearing. So we have seen how they were questioned. Vishnudutas questioned them, and then Yamadutas also answered by saying that there are all sakshis are there, like who are like observing all of us what we are doing. So they will actually tell we have committed sin, and they are the people, they'll present it before Yamaraj to have punishment. So that's why they are saying very clearly that Ajamila has committed sin and we have to take him. So now Vishnudutas second chapter starts. Now we will go to second chapter where Ajamila delivered by Vishnudutas, where Vishnudutas chastised Yamadutas. Although they are saying that there are so many things, but still their chastity is saying that if in a government they are supposed to take care of citizens and they are not taking care, they are just killing them, then that is very dangerous. So because they are not knowing the exact dharma, so he is telling, they are telling in the perspective of here Ajamila actually chanted the names of Lord, all his sins are gone. So there is no question of taking him to hellish planets. So that's why they are just chastising him, because Yamadharmaraj has to take care of dharma. So that part in first 6 verses. Now we are discussing this today's topic, that is 7 to 19, that is Vishnudutas glorify the holy name. So they now after chastising, they explain about the glorification of holy name, how it is so glorious that just by chanting the name of Lord unknowingly, so all the sins are gone, Ajamila sins are all gone. So that we are seeing that context we are now referring. There are furthermore, like how Ajamila got released, 20-25 verses, and then 26 to 28 Ajamila's lamentation and resolutions, and 39 to 49 Ajamila's austerities in Haridwar finally. So Ajamila how perfected his life in Haridwar and went back to spiritual world. So we are seeing now 7 to 19, that is we are in that section we are reading 16 and 17 verses. Now we will go to the verse meaning and then we will see this holy name 10 effects. So basically today's verse, Guru Namcha, Lagu Namcha, Guru Nicha, Lagu Nicha. So we know how Guru old meaning means. Guru means heavy. So Lagu means lighter. So here this verse Sukadeva Goswami is explaining Guru Nam, Lagu Nam, and Guru Nicha, Lagu Nicha. If it is heavier sin, or if it is lighter sin, so we have to do the atonement accordingly. If it is heavier sin, we have to do heavy atonement. If it is lighter sin, we have to do lighter atonement. So, but if you chant the name, Prabhupada mentioning chanting Hare Krishna, however, this vanquishes all the effects of sinful activities, regardless of whether heavy or light. So for that, Prabhupada mentioned the purport about explanation about how Vishnu Chakra Thakur telling the power of Balram. So powerful they are. So we can see how by Balram's power he could drag the whole Hastinapur into Yamuna. So we should take shelter of them and chant their names. Definitely all the sins will be vanquished. That's the overall this. So we can see from this verse, and next verse also we'll discuss. This verse clearly tells about the power of chanting holy name. Either it is heavy or lighter sin, everything will be vanquished. Like that, all these verses from 7 to 19, the total 10 effects of holy name was mentioned by Sukadeva Goswami. The one is perfect atonement. We just recap like how 7th verse tells about helpless chanting. So Ajamila chanted helplessly. So in a utter helpless state, he just, when he was taken away by the Yamadutas, he chanted the name of his son, not the Lord's name. So although he didn't take the Lord, he didn't want to call the Lord, but still Lord actually want to reciprocate, and immediately he sent Vishnudutas to protect him. And it's a perfect atonement because it, for the sins of millions of life whatever he committed, it will be vanquished. And attracts the Lord's attention. So 9 to 10. So even though we are doing so many sinful activities like stealing and everything, but still if we call the Lord's name, so it attracts the Lord's attention. So awakens bhakti. So it awakens bhakti in our heart. So Vedic rituals, atonements cannot do it. Only bhakti can do. By chanting the names of Lord will awaken the bhakti in the heart, and it cleanses the dirt of heart. So perfect purification. So Cheto Darpana Marjanam. It cleanses the heart, which is accumulation of so much of dirt, and free from all sinful reactions. 13th verse. And 14th, we discussed in previous session about how as a indication chanting, as a sign, or as a jokingly chanting, or whichever mood we chant, but still it has effect. It really affects and it purifies us. And effective in all accidents and calamities. When you are falling, when you are slipping, when you are in pain, in an accident, if you chant the names of Lord, so definitely will be saved from hellish planets. Prabhupada mentioned in the purport. So that practice possible by chanting throughout our life. So he mentioned that effective in all accidents and calamities. And today's verse, it counteracts the whole range of sins, either heavy or lighter. This counteracts the whole range. And also it doesn't, it just not only remove the reactions of sins, it also uproots the desire to commit the sin. So the desire in the heart, the bija seed, Prabhupada says that seed of desire to commit the sin also, it's uprooted. So, and then further, it's also like a fire burning the dry grass. So it burns away all the sinful actions and desires also, infallible action. And independent of us, knowingly or unknowingly, if you chant Hare Krishna, by knowingly, jokingly, if you chant Hare Krishna, there it affects. So effective knowingly, unknowingly. It's like a medicine. Although we don't know what's there in medicine, as doctor prescribes, it will affect. These are the 10 holy name effects are there. So we can see how this holy name is so powerful that it affects, although knowingly or unknowingly we do it. So I'll just try to share the notes what I had. It's a little bit, let me, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Notes will be lit. I'll just explain it. So 16th verse. So Prabhupada is explaining. I was hearing Prabhupada lectures of these two verses. So luckily the verses, Prabhupada lectures are there. Otherwise it would be difficult for me to prepare in short time. So I was just hearing Prabhupada mentioning that how material world is the place where people will commit sin. So whatever we do, like very difficult that we protect us from committing sin. So we keep committing sins here. So Prabhupada mentioning the verse from Bhagavad Gita 7.14. So Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mamamaya Durattaya Mame Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. So the Prabhupada mentioning here, these three modes of material nature is very difficult to overcome. So those who are surrendered unto me, so we can easily cross beyond it. So Krishna explained this verse, so how difficult it is to overcome these three modes of material nature, and only we can overcome by just surrendering to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So how this material world, like how is the government compared to the government, like how in this government, when the government forms the state, it will have military department, it will have police department and everything. So because they know citizens who are there, all are not good citizens. Similarly, this material world is the place where people who are not good in spiritual world, so people will fall here. So people will come here. So that's the understanding. So once people who are there from the spiritual world, who are not good citizens, they will come to the material world. The first punishment what we get here is that we got this material body. That is the first punishment. Prabhupada is explaining that we will be, that is material body. So although we are pure spirit soul, part and parcel of Lord, so we will be getting this material body, and that's the first punishment, where in this state we forget the Krishna is our supreme Lord. So we forget relationship with the Lord. So Krishna buliya jiva bhoga vancha kare pasate maya tare japatiya dare. That is the first criminal action. Prabhupada explaining that we forget Krishna and our relationship with him. So the relationship with Krishna is that Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer, and our eternal position is to always love and serve Krishna. So that is the ultimate our position. So Krishna is the ultimate enjoyer. Prabhupada comparing Krishna to a rich man or a capitalist who actually have so many people under working him, so for his pleasure, but he will be enjoying with his friends and everyone. So like the Prabhupada explaining that our that way the relationship is also very happy. So our eternal relationship is to always love and serve the Lord. That is our constitutional position. But because we don't want to do it, we want to enjoy independently from the Lord, so we come to the material world. So we get this material body. So and then Prabhupada explains how Lord is so merciful that yes, we have come to material world, but Lord wants us to come back to Godhead. So that's why Lord comes himself. So although he need not come, he can do through many ways, but still Lord is so merciful that Lord wants to come by himself and invite us to the spiritual world. So we know the verses how yada yada hi dharmasya gyanri bhavati bharata abhyuttana madharmasya tadatmanam sujamyaham. So paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. There Krishna explains how Krishna comes again and again. So he himself comes to protect us and to annihilate the demons and to re-establish the dharma. So Lord is so merciful that he wants to come and invite us to our eternal constitutional position. But the main thing is that we don't want to go there. So Prabhupada explains that why you are playing here and suffering this Maya's play. So come to the real play, that is Krishna's mission. So to go there, Krishna further explains in 4.9. So how janma karma cha me divyam evam yo beti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanma naiti mameti. So Arjuna. So understanding the Lord's birth and Lord's activities, we can easily go back to the Lord. So in truth, so that's what it's explained. We have to understand how Krishna has come to this material world, help all of us by his pastimes. So and inviting us to his spiritual world. So Lord is so merciful that, as I mentioned, that people may also think Lord comes to this material world thinking that Lord is also like us. No, that they are called as mudas. Prabhupada says that they are called as mudas. So he is like a superintendent who comes to take us back to the material world. So is mentioned here what is material life. Material life means to give up the idea of going back home, back to Godhead. So, but making plan here is to be happy. So material life means that we don't have the idea of going back to God. We just want to stay here and be happy. So nate vidu swartagatim hi Vishnu. So there we can. I was just recollecting the past time of story of this prodigal son, where there was a great rich man's son, and he had a son where he was not listening to him. So he was just actually all engaging all the money given by father in all the sinful activities, roaming with friends. So father was thinking, how can I make him good? So he has another son who was very good, doing good, but this son he was not at all doing good. So he always tells him that he always guides him, but still he was not listening. He was very stubborn. So once he asked his father, can I take my proportion of your whatever you have earned? So because that's like hereditary, right? I can take from you. So he told, no, if I give you, what will happen is you will actually spend everything lavishly and you will suffer. So you will spend everything and you will engage in all civil activities. No, I don't want to give. But he told, if you don't give, I'll commit suicide. So then he told, father was thinking, if I give him, anyway he will suffer. But if I don't give him, now he will die. So let me give unwillingly. Like that, he gives him and he goes away and he spent all the money with his friends. And once the money is over, all the friends are also left. So the same person now he is not have nothing after few years. So he was roaming on the road, nothing to eat also. So and finally he goes to a place where there was a person taking care of some pigs. So and he begs him that, can you give something to eat? So he was in a situation where he was so much hungry that whatever he was remaining, the food which was wasted, that he gave him to eat. So he had it. So earlier the same person was eating very rich, delicious foods in his father's home. So his father is very rich. So and he suffers for a long time. He forgets that who is he, and he just stays there serving him. Whatever is given there, he was eating, and he forgot everything. So and he was peaceful also there. Whatever he is getting, he was adjusted to it. So later, one of the father's friend was passing through that place, which is some nearby village, and asked, "Hey, you are the son of such a great rich man. So his father was eagerly waiting for you. So what are you doing here?" So then he takes him. He tells, no, I don't want to come because I just ignored my father. So no, but your father is waiting for you. Then he takes him all the way to his father, and father was very happy, embraced him. He was telling that I was just waiting for you eagerly. So that's how you can see this story, how the same thing was explained here. Lord was eagerly waiting for us. So Lord, although we tell the Lord, I want to enjoy independently, I want to control myself. So Lord actually so merciful that he sends his representatives, spiritual master, like as a friend, father's friend, took him to his father. So so we also forget everything coming to material world, thinking that this is eternal and permanent. So what are we have here? But actually everything is temporary and everything will be gone by the time. So we have to think, always have the plan that what is my ultimate goal. So what Lord wants to tell us through scriptures, to all the acharyas, that what's my ultimate goal of life. I should plan accordingly. So the Lord also so merciful, as I said, Lord comes himself and does past times, he sends representatives, so helping us to going back to Godhead. So this story actually helps us to understand how Lord is eagerly waiting for us, and we have to prepare ourselves so to go back to Godhead in this lifetime itself. And in this verse, the Prabhupada tells the word, he actually explains this words called Maharshibihi. So if you see the last word, so Gnatvoktani Maharshibihi, Prabhupada, that word he takes and explains in detail. So he explains about Maharshibihi. Maharshibihi word tells about great learned scholars, religious souls, or liberated souls. So they have given us the Vedic literature. So Prabhupada starts with the word Manu Samhita. So they have given the literature where Manu Samhita explains so many principles that if a person commits a sin, murdering or killing, he is supposed to be hanged or killed. So even committing crime and everything, there is every crime there is a punishment given. So that's how it will benefit for him. Otherwise it will not. So that's how we should implement this. So all these literatures were given by great rishis for the mankind. Like that, scriptures are given by great rishis for us. So in that mentioned that the different grades of sin are there. As you have seen, Guru Namcha, Lagu Namcha. So for heavier sin, there is a heavier atonement. For lighter sin, there should be lighter atonement. So Prabhupada is from pharmacy background. So Prabhupada tells in the terminology of this, which is very nice to understand. To understand these two terminologies, I was really easily understand this when Prabhupada told. The Prabhupada is telling that when you get a headache, Prabhupada is telling we'll take anasin as a medicine to cure the headache. So, but for the disease like cancer, can you give the same tablet? No, it will not work. The same tablet will not work. So because for the lighter disease, there will be lighter medicine, but a heavier disease should be heavier medicine. So like that, doctor prescribes atonements for severe and insignificant. Depends on the disease level. So that that's how you should understand. As Shastra is explaining that for lighter sin, lighter atonement; for heavier sin, heavier atonement. But problem here is, like, we will be committing sins again and again. So once we commit sin, we get atonement. Not that we'll stop committing sins, we'll still committing the sins. So that's why coming to the material world itself is a problem. So where every moment, every step, there is a danger. So we have seen from Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. So samashritaya yada pallava plavam. So padam padam yad vipadam. So every step is a danger here. So that is called conditional life, where we are conditioned and we are tend to commit sinful activities here. So knowingly or unknowingly, even Prabhupada telling that people think that I am pious, I am not doing any sinful activities. But although by walking we can step on any insect, so we swallow so many insects while talking, so many things will happen. So many sins will be recorded, everything. So how can we protect ourselves from all these things? So Prabhupada explains the solution is as mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 3.9. Yajnartat karmano yatra lokoyam karma vandanaha tadattam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samacharam. So work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from the bondage. So whatever we do, yat karo shedashnasi. So we should do for the pleasure of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So yajnartat karmano yatra lokoyam karma bandhana. So we will get bondage, we'll get attached, when we are not doing for the satisfaction of the Lord. So working for our own enjoyment, we'll get entangled. Working for the pleasure of the Lord, we'll get liberated and go back to spiritual world. So again, Prabhupada gave a nice example to understand this. How a soldier in a battlefield fighting for the government. So if he fight and he kills so many soldiers with his gun, he will get very good medals like Paramveer Chakra and many things he'll get. But the same soldier, when he comes back to his home, staying in his home, and he was having a small fight with his neighbor because of his own things, personal things for own agenda, and he kills the neighbor, the same soldier will be put in the prison. So we can see the same soldier use the same gun to kill the enemies in the battlefield. They got award. The same soldier, he used his gun to kill a neighbor for his own thing. He was put in the jail. Similarly, all of us, so if we engage our senses in the service of the Lord, our body, mind and word service of the Lord, always in the consciousness of serving and pleasing the Lord, so then we will be liberated and we will go back to Godhead. But if you do for our own enjoyment, for sense gratification, then definitely we will be punished. So Chaitanya Charitamrita explains Adi Leela 4.165. Atmendriya priti vancha tare balika Krishnendriya priti icha dhare premanam. The desire to gratify one's own senses is kama, that's lust. But desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, that is love. So we can see example of Arjuna and Duryodhana. So where Arjuna initially doesn't want to fight. So because we all know how Arjuna was puzzled. For our own purpose, he was asking Krishna. So he gave so many reasons and Krishna explained him everything. Then Arjuna decided Karishye Vachanam Tava and he fought the battle. So Arjuna fought because for pleasure of Krishna. So as Krishna's order, he fought the battlefield. But Duryodhana was fighting for his own sense gratification. So how no Duryodhana was so envious and he wants to usurp the kingdom of their cousins. So here we can see Arjuna fought the battle. He won victorious and he was also liberated. So Duryodhana fought the battle for own enjoyment. So here you can see Duryodhana completely destroyed. So he suffered here and he was sinful. So we can see how easily understand this. So by following the instructions of Lord, as in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita also explain the same thing. So should engage our body, mind, word and senses for the pleasure of the Lord, service of the Lord, as per the Lord's instructions and the spiritual master instructions. Yeah. So furthermore, I was Prabhupada was connecting again the points where how we may say now we got the solution, how to understand, how to protect from all the sinful reactions, although we are in the material world. Every step is a danger, but still our consciousness has to love and please Krishna always. That should be our goal. So Prabhupada was explaining again further aspects of how material world, as mentioned, as good and bad. There will be always dualities. So we should be able to tolerate them. So this world is full of dualities. So matra sparshasti kaunteya sitosha sukha agama paino anityas tam sitikshashva bharata. We should tolerate them. The whole material world is like dark place. That's why we need sun and moon. Similarly, we are in darkness as per knowledge also, spiritual knowledge. So we need light. So then Prabhupada started explaining about there are different forms of revelation of Lord. The knowledge which you want to realize coming out from the darkness to light. There are 3 steps of realization. Prabhupada explains that Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti shabdyate. So ultimate is Bhagavan realization. So Brahmeti, Paramatmeti. Brahmeti is Brahman effulgence. Paramatmeti is realizing the supreme soul, super soul, and then Bhagavan feature of the Lord. So how the example of sun is given. So sun, as we know, so maybe we as a Brahma Jyoti, that is sun. Example, sun is giving the light, the sunshine. So that is compared to Brahma Jyoti. Very less understanding of the sun, where it gives a small disk, it just gives the light and heat. So and then understanding more and detail about sun planet. It's like it's not a small disk, it's big planet where it's a huge thing. It gives us light and heat and so many things. So not only is more details about sun. And then furthermore, there is a sun who is the predominant deity in the sun, that is Vivashwan. It's mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. Evam Vivashvate Yogam. So where Vivashwan is the presiding deity. Like that, Brahma Jyoti is Lord's effulgence, and then Paramatma, which is supreme soul, which is there in every atom, and then finally the Bhagavan feature, that is Tribhanga Shama Sundaram, that is Supreme Personality of Godhead in the spiritual world, the ultimate revelation. So we should come to that understanding. So, but whatever knowledge we are learning here, so that knowledge is Maya Prakrita Gnana. Prabhupada telling about PhDs, MTech, so many other degrees we have, but still our knowledge is not, we are not learning that. So we are in Maya, where we are, our knowledge is stolen away. So we just stick to Prabhupada saying that basic activities like eating, sleeping, mating and defending. So we are not thinking about furthermore here. So that's where Acharyas, Lord himself, they comes to explain about importance of going back home, back to Godhead. We should not try to be happy here in this material world, but our ultimate goal is to go back to spiritual world. So then Prabhupada explains that in this verse purport. I'll just come up to the purport now, where again Prabhupada explaining about how Balram's strength. We know how the past time we discussed how Samba wants to marry Duryodhana's daughter, and he went there. So he was captured by them, and Balram went to release, and how Balram requested them, but they didn't listen. So Balram with his full strength, he took away the whole Hastinapur into Yamuna, and they just they asked forgiveness, and they prayed to Balram to protect them. Finally Balram relieved Samba. He made him marry Duryodhana's daughter also. So like that, Prabhupada, Vishnu Chakra Thakur written such a powerful phrase there. Taking shelter of Lord Balram, so powerful lords like Krishna and Balram will really help us to counteract, or not only counteract, remove all the sins and also desire of the sins also. So here Balram represents Guru Tattva, so also Guru Tattva and also spiritual strength. He is the Adi Guru. So without the spiritual strength, we cannot overcome these sinful tendencies. Should pray to all Acharyas in Parampara, Balram, Guru Parampara, that please help me to overcome my sinful tendencies in my heart. So that is how important Guru in our life. We have seen the pastimes of how explanation of Narada Muni explained Mrugari. So how Mrugari was half killing all the animals and he was enjoying in the forest. And this pastime explains very nicely about the power of association and the power of holy name also. So here Narada Muni asked Mrugari that you are killing animals half and you are enjoying. So it is so sinful that you will suffer in hellish planets for many millions of lifetimes. So and he was shown him also, and immediately he told, he asked him what I was supposed to do. Then he told, you break your bow and you follow what I am saying. Then Narada Muni instructed him, so go with your family, live a simple life and chant the holy names of Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and water Tulsi every day and circumambulate Tulsi, and in that way everything will be taken care. Then Mrugari asked, how will I survive without doing anything? You don't worry, I will take care. So Narada Muni told that everything will come on the way to you. So that's how Mrugari was following, and all the villagers were surprised by seeing such a great hunter transformed to a normal sage, chanting names of Lord, watering Tulsi. So they all took all the fruits, vegetables every day to visit home to see what he is doing. So like that they gave so many things and he was able to survive. Narada Muni's words came true. And finally when Narada Muni and Parvata Muni came to see him, and we can see how he was so transformed that when he was walking, he didn't want to step even on the ants. So where ants were passing by, he just was jumping. And he paid obeisances to Narada Muni. And he asked, why are you jumping? Then he told that there are ants so he doesn't want to step on them. So person who was killing animals half and was enjoying, the same person transformed that doesn't want even to kill an ant. So that's the power of transformation. So because of the power of association, that's Narada Muni as an acharya, so who's a guru, who is helping him to come out of the sinful tendencies and to practice bhakti, that is by chanting the pure holy names of Lord. So he was able to come out of this all sinful tendencies and become a nice devotee of the Lord. So that's how we can see how powerful is the association and the holy name. Same way how we can see Srila Prabhupada, how Prabhupada took the holy name and went to the West where he preached all the hippies and transformed to all happies. So many were great sages now. They're traveling all over the world preaching Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So that's Prabhupada created a amazing thing where it was cannot even dream like how it's possible. So Prabhupada is shown the power of the holy name. So he's a savior of the whole world, Prabhupada. So yeah, so like Narada Muni, Srila Prabhupada travel all over the world so to preach these holy names, and by his mercy all of us are chanting the holy names of Lord. So Prabhupada and all the disciples, so they are glorious. They given us the holy name which is so potent and helping us to chant the holy names of Lord. And same another pastime we can also see how the mercy of devotees also very important. So we can see Nityananda Prabhu's mercy on Jagai and Madai. So that pastime also how we know how Nityananda Prabhu by his own will he wants to give mercy to this two people, Jagai and Madai, and by his mercy Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave him the mercy also. We know the pastime. So like the power of holy name, Jagai and Madai, they transformed and they became nice devotees. They were dancing with the Supreme Lord. They committed so many sins, but all the sins are gone. So just by the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, so and by the chanting the holy names of Lord. So you can see the power of devotees association and power of holy name. So they became pure devotees after that. So there is no tendencies to commit sin also. So they were more repentful what they have done and they practiced bhakti so nicely. So those are the few points we understand from that power of holy name. Yeah. So this remains about again the Ajamila, where here Ajamila chanted the holy names of Lord, holy name of Lord Narayana unknowingly, calling his son, not the Supreme Lord. So we know the three stages of chanting, that is Aparad Nam, Namaprad, Namabhas and Shuddhanam. So these three stages, now we know that Ajamila chanted the holy names of Lord affectionately and also he chanted the name helplessly. These two things are important. So he chanted affectionately because when he got his son, he named him Narayana, affectionately calling him again and again. So Narayana, come here, Narayana, eat this, Narayana, sleep like this. So he keep on telling affectionately the name of Lord Narayana, his son, not Supreme Lord, but still it is effect. The same thing again he chanted helplessly in the mood of when the Yamadutas came to take him, in the mood of helplessness, he called out Narayana. So that also he chanted the holy name, but there is no offense. So he didn't commit any offense to the holy name. That meaning is, this is very important point, that he didn't chant the holy name that my sins all I committed throughout my all lifetimes will be gone. No, he doesn't have any idea like that. He just chanted the holy name. That is called Namabhas. So that's, I just made a small chat. I'll just share the screen again. Yeah, this we can see the chart here, how Namaparad from Harinam Chintamani, Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained this, like Namaparad is chanting with offenses, Namabhas means dim reflection of the pure name, it's just a shadow, it's a reflection of the holy name. And then Shuddhanam is pure offenseless chanting. So this chart clearly explains us to understand that what is the consciousness, what is the relation to offenses, so what is the intention here. So example of chanting here, we can chanting but planning sinful life, Namaparad stage. So intentions to commit sin. So where Ajamila calling Narayana is Namabhas stage. Haridas Thakur chanting is pure chanting, holy name. So effect of sin is gradual purification. This point I want to highlight. The effect of sin is gradual purification. And here Namabhas stage immediately destroys the sinful reactions. Example, Ajamila. So we can see immediately destroyed all sinful reactions. So we should chant offenselessly. So we know all the 10 offenses. So especially seventh offense, committing the offense on strength of the holy name. That thinking that if I chant, whatever sins I committed will be gone, so I can commit sin again. So that is very dangerous. So we should never do it. So that's how Ajamila didn't do it. That's why it is Namabha stage. Destroy sin at the root permanently. So that is Shuddhanam. So we can see how it is. Like power of level is fire covered by a smoke. So fire is there, but smoke is more now. So that is Namapara stage. And Namabhas means early sunrise light. So just dawn. It's just early sunrise light. And Suddhanam is full blown up, full sun. So there is no desire to commit sin. Always in the mood of loving, pleasing, serving the Lord. So that's we can see. And the next verse we'll just go. The next verse is about. So this verse summary is either we understood now Ajamila chanted the holy names, which is Namabha stage. So it removed all the sinful reactions. So either it is in the range of Guru Nam or Lagu Nam, is heavy or light, doesn't matter. So everything will be gone, one shot. So if you chant the holy names of Lord offenselessly. So that's how Ajamila chanted. So that's where the purport also Prabhupada mentioned. We should take shelter of the Supreme Lord, and for his satisfaction, for his pleasure, we have to do our services, whatever we are doing, work or everything, for his pleasure we are supposed to do. In that way, in this world we will not get bounded. And by chanting the holy names of Lord and power of association, we will be able to go back to spiritual world. The second verse talks about, that is 17th verse, 6 to 17. Taistani agani puyante tapodana vratadibihi. This verse I was just contemplating. The tapodana vratadibihi vrata adibihi na adharmajam tad dridayam. So tad api ishangri sevaya. So all the one may neutralize the reactions by sinful life. All the agani means all the sinful activities what we have done, we may neutralize by doing tapas, dana, vrata, adi. So vrata also, like tapa, austerity, dana, charity, vrata, adibi, vows and other such activities we may do. But what will happen? It will not uproot the desire in the heart. It may remove the reaction, whatever reaction we got for sinful life, what we have done, but it will not uproot the desire to commit the sin. That bija is still there, but it can be uprooted by just taking the shelter of serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead's lotus feet. That is api ishangri. Isha means Supreme Personality of Godhead. Angri means lotus feet. So serving the Lord's lotus feet, we will be able to uproot the desire to commit the sin also. So that's where it's mentioned. And Prabhupada tells how we should be like no material desires. So by performing bhakti, we will be satisfied. So and bhakti, pure bhakti means there is no material desires. So annabhlashita sunyam, gnana karma dhanavratam, anukulyena krishna sevam. So you can see how it is without any desire. Anya abhilasha, there is no desire other than the desire to serve the Lord. So this verse I was just contemplating on these three words, like tapo, dana and vrata. So we can just see how the word tapa. So tapa example we can take Vishwamitra Muni. So just for understanding how he did lot of austerities. So he performed for maybe 40,000, 50,000 years of tapas, but that actually maybe purified externally, but internally still the desires are there. Example, how to understand this? When Indra sends Menaka, so he was in tapas, but still by just hearing the ankle bell, he woken up, and we know how later he fell down from this place. So although we have tapa, austerity, but still it will be very difficult. So we cannot purify the heart completely. So it'll tapasya, mentioned tapasya can control the senses, but it cannot purify the heart unless there is devotion. So devotion does not suppress the desire. This point is very important. The devotion does not suppress the desire, but it replaces it with higher taste. So tapas is important. So Prabhupada explains further also. The tapas is how it is important, because as a devotee we are supposed to do austerities. Austerities is like getting up early in the morning, attending Mangalarati, so chanting the names of Lord in the early in the morning. So all these things, keeping ourselves clean. So all this we are supposed to do with the devotion mode, serving, pleasing the Lord. If we do austerity, saying for our own glorification, saying that I am doing austerity, I am fasting, nirjal, boasting with others, that is not right mode. our austerities, what you are following, should be in the mood of devotion. So gaining the devotion, pleasing and serving the Lord and devotees, that should be our mood. If it is not that, then it will not purify the heart. That's why. So we should be very careful in it. So Vishwamitra Muni did tapas, but still we can see how he fell down. Second thing, tapa, dana, vratadibihi. Dana example is charity. So we give charity. So here we can take example of referring Nrga. I am referring Nrga in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. King Nrga was such a powerful king. He was giving charity of cows to all the brahmanas, and he is actually making them decorated with gold, so many other ornaments on the cow, all the hoofs and everything, horns. So he was giving charity to thousands of cow to so many brahmanas. By mistake, one time he has given one cow to one brahmana, and the cow somehow entered into another brahmanas. So another brahmanas, he was giving charity, like one brahmana's cow by mistake entered into another brahmana's group. So without knowing, unknowing to the king, it entered. So now both the brahmanas claiming that is their cow. So there he told, I'll give another cow, but they didn't agree. They both are fighting. So finally, that brahmanas are very unhappy that his cow was gone to other brahmana. So because of that, although he's doing great pious activity, but still dana, but still because of that one mistake, as brahmanas were not pleased, so with that charity, he got reaction. So when he went to the planet where Yamadharmaraj was there, he asked him whether you did heaps and heaps of pious activities, you can enjoy, but you want to suffer first or you want to enjoy first? He told, I will suffer first. Then it got the body of a lizard in the well, so nearby Dwarka. So where he was in the well for many years, so he was suffering there. So but he has intense desire that he wants to see the Lord. So that's how Lord came. When children were playing, they found the lizard and they took help. They asked Krishna to help. Then we know how Krishna came. He extended his arm, he took the lizard out, and we know the pastime. So what to learn from this is, charity alone it is not enough. It's not sufficient to remove the desire of the reaction, desire of sinful tendency. It may help us to come out of our whatever reactions we have done, giving so many charity. But actually, we should perform the ultimate thing is chanting the holy names of Lord, pure bhakti. So it should be done. Even charity also we can give, but it should be given in the mood of devotion and for right activities. So Krishna conscious activities. So charity has to be given for that. So that's how we can understand charity alone will not be sufficient. So we can see the example of Nrga here. That's how dana and vrata adibihi. So vrata adibihi means, vrata means all the vows, strict vows what we follow. So we can see how example of Daksha we can see, and all the Yajna Brahmanas also, they are very strict. Correct? No, Daksha means expert in performing anything, any activity you do. So he's very well disciplined. So it's his body, everything is well perfect. But what is the use ultimately? He became proud. So he was envious to Lord Shiva. He committed an offense. So we can see how then he got the goat body and other things. So we can do vrata, we can do sacrifice, but ultimate goal is to not please the Lord, serve the Lord, intention to not please the devotees, then definitely that will become an offense. So if you are not with the right motive. So that's how vrata can discipline the body, but it cannot purify the heart. All these things. So all these things is explained. But finally the last line explains, very important, that is tad api shangri sevaya, isha angri sevaya. So all these devotees like Prahalad, he didn't do any sacrifice, he didn't do any charity. A small boy, 5 years boy. So just by instructions of Narada Muni, you can see how he became a great devotee. And he doesn't have any envy towards any living entity. He wants to, even his father also, who was trying to kill him, he was compassionate to his father himself also. Such a great personality, Prahalad. So Prahalad was just serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Smaranam. So Ambarish Maharaj, such a great devotee, he was very humble, protected by Supreme Personality of Godhead himself when Durvasa Muni attacked him. So Ambarish Maharaj is engaging all his senses in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We have seen that in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So everything is body, mind and words, senses rightly engaged in Lord's service. So Haridas Thakur chanting the holy names of Lord. You can see example of Vishwamitra Muni falling down to Menaka. Haridas Thakur chanting, Mayadevi herself came, and prostitute came. So when Ramchandra Khan wants to make Haridas Thakur actually disrespect him. So Haridas Thakur was chanting holy names of Lord throughout the night and even delivered the prostitute. So that's the power of chanting holy names. So we can see how powerful is the holy name chanting and serving the Lord's lotus feet by many ways, all the 9 limbs of devotional service. So Prabhupada amazingly gave all these things. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the holy names of Lord, doing all the festivals. We have all Tapo, Dana, Vrata, everything we are doing. We have austerity, we have right charity, we have right festivals and everything. All we are doing as a Abhishek, everything we have. So we should do in the right mood to love and serve the Lord. Then only we will be able to practice. Our mood should be Trinadapi Sunichena, Taradopi Saishnuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So that should be our mood. Yeah. I'll just conclude with the final thing. That is, Prabhupada says that tapasya is also very important. That human form of life is meant for awakening the devotional service. That's very important. So that's why Rishabhdev also mentioned Tapodevyam Putrakayena Sattvam. So here Rishabhdev was instructing his son that this is the time. Actually, human form of life is meant for tapas, austerity. So that we should engage ourselves in Lord's service. Yeah, So I'll try to summary. Prabhupada also tells this one point, very important point, that service to Lord lotus feet. Yeah, what should I serve? So what is the meaning of that? Prabhupada tells very simple. The service means should start from our tongue. That is to chant the holy names of Lord. So Sevan Mukhehi Jihvado. So chant the holy names of Lord and honor prasadam. They start with this, then definitely everything will automatically in place. So just quickly summary that we discussed 2 verses from 6th canto 2nd chapter, that either heavy sins or light sins. So this we need to heavier or lighter atonement. But by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, all these things reactions are gone. And second thing we discussed about where tapa, dana, vrata we may do, but still we will suffer because reactions may be gone, but desire is still there in the heart. That can be uprooted by just by serving the Lord's lotus feet, starting with our tongue, chanting the holy names and honoring prasadam. So that's how we should transfer. Yeah, I'd like to stop here. So thank you so much. So sorry for taking more time.
No problem. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your wonderful insights. Both the verses and I explained very key aspect from the 2 verses. I request you to share there. If there are questions or comments, share.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Prabhuji, I just want thank you for the nice class firstly. I just wanted to clarification.
There is echo.
Abhi, now is it better?
It is better. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. The first clarification what I wanted was you were mentioning about the bigger sin and the smaller sin, right? Like if someone who commits a bigger sin gets a bigger punishment, and someone who commits a smaller one will get a smaller. So, I mean, who defines what is a big sin and a small sin? That's the first question.
Yeah, thank you, Madhu. Very nice question. So, big sin is like example cow killing. So Prabhupada tells that. So killing cow is our mother. So that's very grave, no? The sin of killing our own mother. So definitely they'll suffer millions of lifetimes. So and smaller sin, example, knowingly or unknowingly we may step on an ant. Unknowingly, I'm just telling. So like this small sins. So we may do. That is also like suffering only. So this is what my understanding of very heavier sin and small sin. Is that clear, Mataji?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like that. There are different for every thing there can be atonement can be done.
Okay. And the second question what I had was that you were mentioning about the king giving dana to the Brahmanas, right?
Yeah.
So in that, if we see from the Brahmanas perspective, like aren't Brahmanas supposed to be detached? Like why should they be so concerned with one if they're cowing to another Brahmana? So
Yeah.
like why should they curse the king? It's not his fault, of course.
Yeah. So my understanding is, whatever I heard from Krishna book. So there the pastime is for as per Lord's arrangement only everything will happen. Yeah, Brahmana is supposed to be they should be content what they have given. But the Lord's arrangement here is that King Niga, although he has a great pious activities he has done, he may be great that he has done so many pious activities, but small mistake That small mistake will make him suffer for millions of lifetimes as a lizard. That he wants to show to that. So through the Brahmanas, Lord enacted such a way that this pastime is shown. So little bit more like King Draga has that desire still that he wants to see the Lord somehow or other. So that heaps of pious activities he has done, it really helped him to see the Lord again. So he saw the Lord in the well when he was taken from the hell well, that he could see the Lord face to face. I heard that previous life he just helped devotees, helped serving the devotees. So that really helped him that have the desire to see the Lord face to face. So that's how. But generally Brahmana means should be content. So whatever he got, so he should be satisfied. Yeah. Is that answer, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Anybody else has any question or comments? Prabhuji, is there a way we can cut the echo? You're muted.
I muted because echo will not be there, Prabhuji. Some issues there, I think.
Okay.
While class, it was not echoing, no, Prabhuji?
No.
Okay. Maybe
When
Mataji.
we are speaking and we are getting it.
Okay.
I
Mataji.
don't have to think for others also.
Yeah, I'll mute. Maybe Mataji, you can ask.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhu. In extension with that question of cow killing, Prabhu, buying this leather goods also sinful, Prabhu?
Obviously, Mataji. Devotee should never encourage that.
Oh,
Because,
Thanks.
that will encourage the people who are killing cows. So, we should never encourage buying leather products.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. Earlier I used
Yeah. You should avoid.
Prabhu, we did not do any mistake by intention, no, Prabhu. The cows naturally they come back to their home, the first home, and it got mixed up. And the king did not realize that. So it was not an intentional mistake. And for that, he was given such a punishment. So
Yeah.
sometimes we make mistakes. So how to explain that, Prabhu?
That's all, Mataji. That's the main point there. Prabhupada tells material world there is no good, bad. Everything is bad only. So whatever we do, that's the verse Chaitanya Charitamrita explains that that's a illusion. That material world, although we do highest amount of pious activities, just a small mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, you have to suffer. There is no other go. So material world is created in such a way that that's how it is. So although he has done unknowingly, but still he has to suffer. So that's how the material world is created. So the only way is, as I mentioned, Yajnartha Karmana Yatra, Lokoyam Karma Bandhana. So we have to engage in Lord service. So we should, our mood should be always to love and please the Lord, to serve the Lord. So whatever we are doing, how can this activity, what I am doing now, is it really please the Lord, serve the Lord? Is an activity I do now. So we should be in that mood. So otherwise it's very difficult is what I heard. I'm just repeating. But in the material world, as to your question, so there will be always dangerous. So although knowingly or unknowingly we do the sin, we have to get punished.
The hand fight. So knowingly it will get burnt. So difficult to reach this to the people, Prabhu. They just don't.
Yeah. But yeah, one hope. The hope is that chanting the holy names, as we discussed in Azamila's pastime, that by chanting the name of Lord, it uproots the desire to commit sin. So you don't have any sinful tendencies to do it. Then definitely we'll be happy, Mataji. Correct, no? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. Can you hear me, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, I just wanted to clear that doubt only, that King Nimi, he becomes a lizard, no, Prabhu? So just for this, knowingly and unknowingly, you do any sin, you are put into trouble.
Yes, Mataji. That's
So you have to only do attentive chanting of the holy name to come over that.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Maybe Prabhuji's senior devotees also can add. Whatever I know, just I repeated. Maybe Shivalaj Prabhu, other devotees are there. Prabhuji can add, Prabhuji.
No, Prabhuji, you answered. For everything, one solution, chant Hare Krishna. Prabhupada himself is there is no other way out.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, now.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thanks for a nice lecture. And in connection to the Saraswati Mataji question, I wanted to understand. See, the buying any leather product, yes, it is. We are encouraging the slaughter peoples. But how do we understand even by using our chappal or sleepers? That also leads to that kind of promoting this.
Yeah.
It's a silly question, but still I wanted to
No, it's very practical, bro. We have to always have this scriptures putting in practice, then only we'll be able to understand. So basically we should go step by step. So like we know, like even when I go for buying chappal, first thing I'll ask, is there any product which is no leather? So I buy a chappal where it is rubber or some other material which is not leather. So the options are there, but people like who are already using it, so they'll take some time to understand it, but still we should try to practice our best. So even I asked many devotees also, they suggested even belts, where we wear belt, right? Most of the things use leather only, but we can ask in a shop where there is artificial leather is there. Is there some material, I don't remember the name, so some name is there. So that material is there, which is good. We can use for belts and chappal. So as we go for office, we should wear nice shoe and
Resin is there.
yes, Rexin, yeah. That we can use them. So options are there, Prabhuji. So it'll take time, but really we should come to that practice of try to avoid leathers, because it's like harming all the animals. So for just our own comfortable, there is other options are there which you can really use them very comfortably. I can say I'm using my belt very comfortably, chappals also. So there's a very good nice options are there. Is it answered, Prabhuji? Question?
Yes, Prabhu,
Sorry, Mataji, and just please.
the sandals and like Kohinoor jute sandals, and then most of the leather purses are now replaced by cloth purses, no, Prabhu.
Yes, Mother, right.
Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, Mother. Yes, you are right. Yeah, we can. There are many options are there. Prabhu, you are saying something, Kabir Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Now I got the little clarity that when we go for buy, we should ask for non-leather products.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah,
we should ask them.
That will help us to avoid or promoting those people who are cow killing and other aspects. Thank you for enlightening these points. Hare Krishna.
Any other?
Hare Krishna. Any other points? Okay. There are none. NBS Vaishnava pranams.
Yes, sir. पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अंतकोटि वैष्णवेंद्र की जय। नमः श्रीपाद की जय। कंत्रा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय।
Thank you so much for giving the wonderful class. Thank you so much, devotees. We will meet one more at the next time. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.